This is really good. And kind of like it. Hello.
Welcome to another episode.
So, Cornback Kings Talk.
I'm your host, Reed.
And it is time for That's So Kings, the podcast. And let's hop into this podcast for real. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of That's So Kings podcast. A podcast which is turning into more of a regular hockey podcast. Well, I can explain. There's no Kings hockey. There's just regular hockey right now and playoff hockey, which is great. And I'm recording this August 12th. And wow, we saw beauty last night. That Tampa-Columbus 5 overtime game. Wow, that's a game for the ages. And we're just getting started. I know the Bruins just won today, and the Isles and Caps are supposed to drop the puck soon. So before let's get started, thank you for joining me, either on YouTube, usually on Fridays, or the audio version on one of our many audio networks: Buzzsprout, iTunes, Deezer, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart. That's another one. Just thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I got something. Another whiteboard of stuff. So, this is the playoff sheet, the playoff track. So I want to start in the West because that's where I am. I'm in the West. Vegas, Chicago. I think Vegas is going to win. Colorado, Arizona. I think Colorado is going to win. Dallas, Calgary. I say Dallas, even though Calgary won yesterday. I still think Dallas has a better overall team. And right here, I have St. Louis going to the second round in the East. And Philly beating Montreal. Tampa beating Columbus. Washington beating the Isles. And Boston beating Carolina. For a Kings fan, as I put the board down, which players to watch, as in which former Kings do you want to see? You have two of that 70s line, Pearson Toffoli on Vancouver. You got Martinez on Vegas. You have Ben Bishop on Dallas. You have Fanberg also on Vancouver, and you have Forbort on Calgary. So it's really up to you. But knowing Kings fans, they will not root for anyone in our division, and I totally applaud that. In the East, Boston, there's a couple former Ducks on it, so that's no Kings on there. Carolina, not really. If you want to root for Justin Williams, hats off to you. The Islanders, and not really. The Capitals have noted King Carl Hagelin, who had a stint with us, but it's your call whether to root for him or not. Philly had has Nate Thompson. They had former Kings prospect Jordan Wheel, so there's the guys. Washington also has Kovalchuk. Yeah, that experiment. No one really on Columbus, but on Tampa there's former Kings prospect Eric Cernak, sorry. And that's basically it if you want to talk former Kings, either prospects or players, but it's very fascinating. Who knows what will happen? But right now on the board, I have my prediction is like what my heart thinks, but not my head. The toughest series to predict for me was Carolina-Boston, but it all came down to one thing and one thing only: goaltending. And I know Boston has a better goalie, and you have to admit it. And coming from an LA sports fan, I don't like to see Boston doing well. Unless it's against a San Francisco team, except for basketball. I had the TV is now flooded with interesting live events now. That's great. You have baseball, you have bubble basketball, and you got bubble playoff hockey. This is really good. kind of like it. That's it for this one. Thank y'all for watching. If you're on YouTube, if you like this video, hit subscribe either down here or above. I don't know where you are, but I would like it if you do. Turn on post notifications. You can get notified whenever a video is usually published. And then, if you're listening to this in your earballs for the audio version, leave us a rate. Usually it's out of 5 stars if you're on like platforms such as iTunes or Spotify, or you get the point. Rate us, rate me, review us. You know the drill. And with both platforms, share with your friends, spread the word, and also the bird is a word. That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I'll hopefully see you in another video. Now it's time for me to hit the birds.